Welcome everyone. I am thrilled you are joining me today. I'm not just saying that. I really am thrilled that you're joining me. I am Diane. For those of y'all that don't know, I blog at Recipes for a Daily Bread. I blog easy recipes, simple recipes. I've not always blogged that. My blog is 5 years old, and I started out blogging a lot of Southern recipes that had a lot of ingredients and took a lot of time. And I have found out that the more I blog easy recipes that I use every day, the more that I get more hits. And blogging is my business, so I like getting the hits. So today I'm not blogging simple, easy recipes as far as ingredients goes. They are easy recipes. There's just a lot of chopping and stuff like that they require. Today is broccoli salad and baked beans. These two recipes are time after time after time the top recipes on my blog. And yesterday I noticed that the broccoli recipe was number 2, and every year for the last 5 years, all year long, this recipe is in the top. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and it is easy. It just has a lot of ingredients, and you chop it up. You have to chop it up. But from now on my blog, if you're joining me, you will see a lot of one dish, one pot, easy, simple recipes. I've been blogging about that now for about a year, and it just seems to be doing a whole lot better. So it's summertime, and we need some side dishes. So I'm going to start out with my broccoli salad. My broccoli salad is, I chop it up. I use 2 heads of broccoli. Okay, when I say 2 heads, I may not be saying that right, but 2 heads that are rubber band together. I guess yesterday in the grocery store, it was 2 heads that rubber band. So 2 stalks that have been rubber band together is what I normally grab for this recipe. And I cut my broccoli up. I went ahead and did that. I cut it up real fine. I don't want anybody choking on it or anything. So it makes quite a bit. This will easily serve 12 people, easily. And I think one of the reasons that this broccoli salad and the baked beans is so popular is that you can make it ahead of time. You know, it is simple to make the day ahead or even 2 days ahead. And that way you're not tied up in the kitchen when you're, need a side to go with your grilling or anything else during the summer. This will pack nicely. It does have mayonnaise in it, so you have to keep it on ice. But it packs nicely, so you can take it on your picnic or take it camping or something like that. So we start out with 2 bunches of broccoli, and that is been chopped. I chopped them really fine. And then I'll just add, really the rest of it is just dump. I have shredded carrots that I'm going to add to my broccoli salad. This gives it a little sweetness, but it also gives it a lot of color. The green, I think this is one of the reasons why this is kind of popular around the holidays. It's just really colorful. The green with the orange is beautiful. And then the carrots were about a ½ cup, and they're shredded. And then I'm going to add about a ½ cup of shredded cheese. You gotta have cheese and everything. And then I'm gonna have bacon. Gotta have a little bacon. And I cook my bacon in the oven. It is the easiest way to prepare bacon. If you do not know how to prepare bacon in the oven, or if you are afraid to try to prepare bacon in the oven, I highly recommend you try it. I was a nervous wreck the first time I tried preparing bacon in the oven several years. It's been many years ago. But I've been making it way too much, way too many times. We eat a lot of bacon. I cook with a lot, and we eat a lot, especially on the weekends, and I've never burned the house down. So I will say that it is pretty safe to make bacon in the oven. And the recipe and how to do that is on my blog. But basically you're going to take foil and completely cover your pan, your sheet pan. The foil needs to be a heavy foil, and it needs to be one sheet. If you try to put, the smaller size foil and put 2 of them, it doesn't work. You're going to get grease and bacon grease all in the pan. The purpose of the foil, I guess it definitely helps it cook, but it also makes cleanup extremely easy. There's no bacon grease mess. You just, when it comes out of the oven, take your bacon off of it, and then you're just going to fold all that foil up, and there you go, no mess. So anyway, here's my bacon, and I cooked it this morning. So I'm adding about 6 to 8 pieces of bacon that I chopped. And you got to have a little crunch besides the broccoli, and the carrots are crunchy too. But here's some sunflower seeds, and I love them. I love them in the salad. By the way, I have tried this salad many, many different ways. I've tried lots of different ingredients in it. This is just my favorite. I love it, and so that's why I wanted to share it with you. But here's the sunflower seeds, and I'm adding about a half a cup of sunflower seeds and a half of a red or purple onion, however you say that. It's I like to chop mine extremely fine. I have a mini food processor, and if you watched my Facebook Live last week, you will, I showed you the little mini food processor, but I put it in there, so it's really fine. I don't like big chunks of onion in anything. So it's about a half a cup. Put that onion in there. And then a little cranberry. A lot of people try or make this salad I've seen with raisins, with golden raisins, and it's good. I just like these are craisins, and I just love them. So it adds color, and that's another reason I think it's pretty around the holidays, but it adds lots of color and lots of sweetness and flavor, and it's just delicious. So, okay, so that is the ingredients for this. You got a little salty going on with the bacon, and you've got a little sweetness going on with the craisins, and even the carrots. It's just delicious. So when you get this all mixed up, and y'all introduced you to my son, who is my special needs son, who always helps me to mix things up and do all kinds of stuff. He always helps me with that. And so I'm going to bring him back in so he can be stirring this up while I work on the extremely simple dressing that you're going to put on this. So Caleb, come on in and say hello. This is my son Caleb. Caleb is my sweetheart. He's my sous chef. Most of y'all know, or a lot of y'all know, that he has had 17 brain surgeries, and he has cerebral palsy and seizures. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Debbie. It's nice for you to join us. I'm so excited. I really am thankful for all of y'all who joined me. And Linda, thank you for joining. So Caleb's going to stir up all that. You didn't miss anything, really. We just started with the first recipe. This is our broccoli salad, which is the number 1, number 2, number 3 post year-round on my recipe blog for the last 5 years. It's a lot of hits. And I'm telling you, during Christmas time, this alone will get 100,000 hits. So it is really delicious broccoli salad. It's just the broccoli, 2 heads. I've chopped it really fine. I added my onion. It's a purple onion. And I chopped it really fine in a food processor. Then I've got grated cheese and grated carrots and sunflower seeds, a half a cup of sunflower seeds. And I think, my bacon. Can't forget the bacon. We got the bacon. We got about 6 to 8 slices of bacon that I prepared ahead of time in the oven, which is the best way to prepare that, and that recipe is on my blog. So I prepared the bacon ahead of time and crumbled it in there. So Caleb is going to stir that up. I'm going to add the dressing. And y'all, the dressing is so easy. It's mayonnaise. So I've got a cup of mayonnaise. And this is where you can variate. I've seen and made this a lot with sugar. You can add a 1/4 cup or 2 tablespoons of sugar in your mayonnaise, and that will work just fine. I like to use honey. I love the flavor in this mayonnaise, so you can use, I stir in the honey with the mayonnaise. I've also seen people add a little lemon zest. I'm not really big on the lemon zest with this salad, but I do like the honey and the mayonnaise together. And that's the whole salad dressing. So this part is super easy. And really the broccoli salad is not that hard. It's just chopping that broccoli and preparing the bacon ahead of time. The rest of it is really easy to do. So I'm going to mix up this, and I'm going to let Caleb start just combining all that yumminess. All right. Caleb, you want to get that good and mixed in there? Keep going. You're doing a good job. Caleb always likes to help, I think, because he always gets the first try, the first taste too, huh, baby? You get to taste it first. So we'll get all of that mixed in there. This salad is perfect with everything. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I make this salad. It's just easy, it's healthy. You want to make it healthier, leave the bacon out, that's fine. You could use a low-fat cheese if you wanted to, but the rest of the ingredients is pretty healthy. Even the honey with the mayonnaise is not bad. So it is delicious. So I'm gonna get you a little tasting spoon. Here you go. You want to be the first one to taste it? Tell me what you think. And then I'm going to get me a little tasting spoon, or a big tasting spoon, because I can grab that. And I'm going to taste it. I love that salad. It's super crunchy with the broccoli. You get the onion flavor, and my piece had a craisin in it, which is sweet, and I can taste the honey. It just all comes together really nicely. So that's all there is to it. And like I said, it is not hard to make. And you can, one of the best things you can do, you can make it up ahead of time, which is, that's up my alley. If it's not a one-pot dish, excuse me, if it's not a one-pot dish, I like to make it ahead of time so I can just pull it out of the refrigerator and it's ready to go with all my grilling recipes or anything. It goes perfect, y'all, with ham too. It is really, really good with ham in the Thanksgiving and Christmas time. I'm just going to say hey to a few people. Linda, thank you for joining. Debbie, Diane, and Debbie, thank you a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you for telling me they said, hello, Caleb. Thank you for telling me the salad looks good. Thank you all for watching my Facebook Live. And last week, we made watermelon lemonade. I made a watermelon salad, and it had delicious, the watermelon salad had blueberries and lemon. It was just it's really, really easy, really, really good. And when I say easy, I want it to be less than 5 ingredients, and I want it to take just a few minutes, and those do. Both of those were really simple. And so thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. I was thinking, what else was I fixed last week? What? Oh, the ribs. I forgot the ribs. If you're grilling this weekend, go to my Facebook, and I pinned the live last week. It's at the top of my Facebook page. If you're making ribs or you want to make any this summer, take a look at that. The secret to it is not only the rub that is really, really good, but the the way that I cook them. I cook them in the oven slow for actually, it depends on how thick the rib is and what kind of ribs. This will work with baby back, spare ribs, or country ribs. I've used it for that. But if the ribs are thicker, you're going to cook them longer. But an average of 3.5, 4 hours on 225 in the oven, and they're just do it until they pull away from the bone. And once they pull away from the bone, you're ready to take the ribs out of the oven, slather them with your favorite barbecue sauce, and put them on the grill and close it. You want to get that smoky flavor from the grill too. So you get the oven tenderness that they fall off, and then you get the smoke of the grill. And they're really, really good. You're going to keep them on the grill for 5 to 10 minutes on each side until the barbecue gets cooked in and that kind of thing. Okay, moving on to the next recipe. We just finished our delicious broccoli salad. And the other thing that gets a lot of hits this time of year is baked beans. I actually do not have this baked bean recipe up on my blog yet, but I have a similar one. It's cowboy beans. The only difference is in the baked beans, and instead of using 3 pounds of pork and beans, which is in this, which is 3 cans, I used a can of butter beans, a can of pork and beans, and a can of something else I can't remember right now. So it's 3 different cans. This time we're just I'm demoing just the pork and beans, and I'll put this up on the blog too, because it is definitely I get a lot of hits, and people are finding the cowboy beans because of it. So you start off by frying bacon again, but you cook about 6 to 8 pieces of bacon in the skillet. This time you're going to fix it in the skillet. This is one of the few recipes that I fix it in the skillet. I fix the bacon. I remove the bacon from the skillet and then crumble it up on the side. And in the same pan, I will cook 1 pound of hamburger meat. So I brown the 1 pound of hamburger meat, and then just add the bacon back into it. So far we've got 1 3-pound can of pork and beans. And you can buy the 3-pound can of pork and beans, and it's fairly, inexpensive. It doesn't have any of the seasons because that's what we're adding. We're adding the flavor now. So there's no sense buying the pork and beans with all the stuff already added. So just buy the big 3-pound thing. It's perfect for this recipe. Add 1 pound of ground beef that you've cooked, and then the crumbled bacon, 6 to 8 pieces of crumbled bacon. Okay, do you want to stir that up for me? Get my big helper back in here. You stir that up for me while I get the rest of the ingredients, which is we're going to stir in 1 onion. And this onion, like I said with my broccoli recipe, that I don't like big chunks of onion. So I actually shred this up in my food processor. I have just a mini food processor. I ground it really fine. So that is 1 onion. And I'm going to put my glasses back on. Okay. I'm going to get this thing. Okay, ketchup. We got 1/4 cup of ketchup, which is kind of standard and basic in baked beans. You got to have a little bit of ketchup. I only use a 1/4 cup of ketchup because I use a third cup. Let me make sure. A 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce, and use your favorite barbecue sauce. So we got a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce, and then you can't make baked beans without a little mustard. So we've got a tablespoon of yellow mustard. If you want to use a spicy mustard, go ahead. I don't think it would hurt these beans. Okay, and then we've got our yellow mustard, our onions, our barbecue sauce, and our ketchup, and our hamburger meat and bacon. And we're going to use our brown sugar. We've got a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. So, there we go. Keep mixing that up, Cal. Our brown sugar. And then I always have one ingredient that I love, and you may already do this, but I think the secret is this maple brown sugar, or this maple syrup. This is the real McCoy. It is not imitation syrup. It is the real maple syrup. And I started cooking a lot with maple syrup about, it's probably been 4 or 5 years ago. We went to Vermont, and we went to a maple syrup farm, and we got to do all of that. And I probably have that on my blog, Our American Travels. But I fell in love with this, with pure maple syrup, which I really didn't buy a lot before. But that's what this is, pure maple syrup. Love that stuff. Okay, and then the last two things is just your basic salt and pepper. I've got a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. All right. Then we're going to mix all of that up. You want me to help you? Okay. We're going to mix all of this up. Now, the combination of all these ingredients are really, really delicious. You got a lot of sweet going on. You got a lot of salty going on. It's just my favorite thing. So we got our baked beans, and then we're going to put them in a 9x13 dish. We're going to bake them at 350 degrees for at least 45 minutes. And you can tell when baked beans are set. Some people like theirs a little runny. I like mine a little more set, but you're going to bake them about 45 minutes. And so I've got my 9x13 right here, my baking dish. And I'm going to put that in there. Okay, from this point with your baked beans, you know, a lot of people put bacon on it and all that, but mine already has the baking in it. So they're done. And at this point, I'll put these, cover this up, put it in the refrigerator, and just take them out an hour before you need them. They can stay in the refrigerator several days. So if you want to do this ahead of time, this is the perfect side dish that you can use when you're grilling, or it goes with ham, it goes with, just goes with pork, it goes with everything. So just pop them in the oven about an hour before, and you'll be set to go. As they come out, they are a little runny, but as it cools down, it will thicken up. Trust me, they do every time. And a lot of people like them a little bit more runny than others. But if you eat them super hot, they're a little runny. If you let them cool, they're perfectly good. Okay. All right. And I have one more easy recipe, really quick recipe that I wanted to share with you. Let's see, who else is joining us? Jamie and Jen and Diane, thank you. Seriously, thank you. Thank you. I couldn't blog and wouldn't have a blog without you. I just told the hubby that he needed. Oh, good. Make my ribs this weekend. Check them out. And listen, Jen, they are easy to do. That rub is delicious too. It's a variation of a rub that I took from Bobby Flay. So I adapted that, and then, of course, he grills his all on the grill, and I put mine in the oven. I just think that I want my ribs to be falling off, and it's going to depend on how thick your ribs are. Some, even baby backs, are thicker than others. So, but the average is about 3.5 to 4 hours on 225. If they're not pulling away from the rib, they're not done. So do that, and then take them on the grill, put them on the grill, and keep them on there for about 10 minutes. Slather them real good with your favorite barbecue sauce, and they'll be amazing. I promise they will. And check out my watermelon recipes if you're a watermelon fan, because they're delicious too, and they're so simple, and they'll be good with that. And so will these baked beans that we just did. So we'll just plan. Hey Jamie. So I'm just looking at all the people that are joining. I'm just so thrilled that you're here. I am a blogger. I blog at Recipes for Daily Bread, in case you didn't know that or you missed the beginning of this Facebook Live. I blog super easy recipes. I haven't always done that. I'm from the South. I've lived all over the South. If you listen to me on this Facebook long enough, you'll hear the Southern accent come out. I get in trouble a lot because I get in trouble a lot because my slang comes out. So I'm sorry if it does. My daughter's laughing. She's behind the camera this morning. And thank you, Carly, for working the camera. But I get in trouble by her a lot because my words come out. In fact, I always want to start someone, or when I see something or somebody, I'll say, hey, y'all. But I was told, don't say that. So I just got it in. So I'm excited. I just got it in. So, where was I talking about? Okay, we did the broccoli salad, we did the baked beans, and we are now going to do the ice cream. The ice cream is a super easy recipe, and like I was saying, I haven't always blogged about super easy recipes, but they're the recipes that I go to all the time. They're the recipes I truly use, one-pot recipes, simple pasta recipes. I do a lot of pasta salads in the summer. I'm going to be making a ton of pasta salads in the next few Facebook Lives, but not next week. I'm going to do hamburgers. That's my favorite thing in the world. I would love a good hamburger. So I'm going to be outside next week, and I will be demonstrating a hamburger on my favorite product. And I'll tell you more about it. I'm not going to give too much away, but I'll tell you more about it next week. But I will be doing hamburgers with mushrooms and onions, barbecue sauce, and yummy bacon. So that's how I like my hamburger, and we'll tackle that next week. So this week, ice cream. I love, and my fondest memories in the world, I think, is making ice cream with my dad. He would make homemade peach ice cream. That was his favorite. And we had the crank, and we would all take turns cranking. And at the time when I was little, I didn't enjoy it as much. But looking back at that time, I loved it. I absolutely loved that special time I had. He loved it. We all took times. We counted the strokes, and everybody switched. I have 3 brothers and sisters, and we all switched, including my dad. And it was just and there's nothing that tasted better than homemade ice cream. I do still make that homemade ice cream, but it's not going to get the hits that this easy ice cream does. So I am going to show you a simple way to make quick ice cream. And there's only 3 ingredients, or 2 ingredients, and it works with everything. Okay, would you mind grabbing my ice cream, my whipped topping? I'm going to grab my ingredients, and I will be right back. I'll let you look at this beautiful broccoli salad while I grab my ingredients. I thought I saw a hey y'all in there. Hey y'all, Jamie. Hey y'all, I do that too. Yay! Congrats, Carly. It's just fun. Okay. Hello. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Jen. Hey, Jamie. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. This ice cream is so easy, and what I did, I went ahead and with my mixer, and I mixed up 2 cups of whipped topping. And I mixed that up, and what you're going to just do is fold that into sweetened condensed milk. Okay? So, if you do not have a mixer, it works fine with a blender. In fact, this has been sitting a while, so it's not as thick as I would want it to be. It's better to mix this up and let it be fluffy. Let it come to the, you know how you mix heavy cream and it gets whipped really stiff. And by the way, if you want to put about a 1/3 cup of sugar or 1/4 cup of sugar in that, it makes amazing toppings on everything you can eat dessert-wise. But for this, I did not put sugar in it. But if you don't have a mixer, go ahead and use your hand mixer or even use a stand mixer and whip that whipped cream until it's stiff. Like I said, I made mine a few minutes ago, so it's not as stiff as I would like it right now. And you just fold it into the sweetened condensed milk. So, what are we making today? I think I hinted we were making some peach ice cream, but I cheated a little bit and I went ahead and made it last night. So I wanted it to be hard so I could show y'all how it turns out. So I went ahead and made it, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So this ice cream, and it's weird, my husband had stopped in a farmer's market yesterday, wherever he was. He stopped, and he picked up a pint of blackberries. They were the biggest blackberries I have seen in a long time. Maybe I was just excited because I love blackberries. So I took the blackberries, put them on the stove. I put a quarter cup of sugar on the blackberries and just slowly started heating that up. And don't add any water. If you add water, it's going to be too runny. But slowly start heating those blackberries up and mush them up a little bit with a fork when they get warm and they start, mush them up with a little fork, and then at that point you can strain your blackberries. I have a daughter that does not like seeds, but I love them, and the rest of us loves them. I want a blackberry. I want a blackberry. I want a blackberry that says, "Hey, summer is here." I want a blackberry that says, yeah, it's just yum. So I put the whole blackberry in these. So when you finish, you're going to have blackberries. There you go. Blackberries with just a little sugar is all that is. Oh, I tell you what, it's not all that is. I told a little story. What else is in here is a whole lemon zest, just the zest from it. So I put that in there when I was cooking the blackberries, and you're going to fold this in here. And that's all you're going to do. Kind of fold and swirl. Like I said, this is not how it's normally going to look because my whipped cream is not whipped as good. It was sitting out, which I know that's a no-no. But you're going to take that, and you'll freeze it overnight in the freezer, and it will be delicious, amazing. So that's what I'm going to do with that. In the meantime, I'm going to show you my peach ice cream. Do we have a question? No, Cool Whip will not work. Thank you for that question, Jamie. Cool Whip will not work in this. You need heavy whipping cream, and the whipped cream, when you whip it, it needs to be whipped stiff, very, very stiff. And then it would be better if you took like a spoonful at a time and just kind of folded into the sweetened condensed milk. 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 2 cups of heavy cream that's been whipped really, really stiff. And then any type of fruit, like I said, I did peaches. I did, that was a pint of blackberries, but I did about 6 peaches. And I cut those up. I put the same sugar, about a quarter cup. I had a quarter to a third cup, depending on taste of fruit. The peaches were not sweet at all. I didn't get very good peaches. I guess it's not quite peach season. So I used a third cup of sugar on my peaches. But then cook them down slowly. I did not add the lemon with the peaches. I did add the lemon zest with the blackberries. But you can do that with strawberries. You can do it with any type of berries. I'm trying to think what else I've done with it. Oh, if you love Butterfingers, they make a bag already crushed up. And at this point, after you do your sweetened condensed milk and your heavy cream, you can add that bag of Butterfingers in there, or Heath bars, or anything like that. Anything works with this. Reese cups, M&Ms, anything you want to put in your ice cream will work just fine. So, this is the peach, and it is, like I said, I used 6 pretty big good sized peaches, so it is loaded with peaches. and I let it sit out. Can you see the peaches in there? I let it sit out I took it out about 30 minutes ago and let it sit on the counter. So the top of it is getting to be a little runny, but it is still pretty firm. And, okay, would you like a bite? I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. What you think? Y'all, it's so good. That really is good. It's not my daddy's peach ice cream, but I think he would be excited that he could make it so quickly. And I'm sure he would eat it if he was here. And it's a good reminder. It reminds me of my dad, so I love it. So anyway, make the blackberry, make the peach, or put your favorite candy in it. And don't forget to make sure that you freeze it overnight. It really needs to be frozen overnight, especially when you have your whipped cream like I did that sat on the counter and wasn't completely firm enough. So that's all, folks. I'm so excited you joined me this week. And I will put this Facebook Live. Thank you. I see all your little hearts going around. Thank you so much. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see who's on there. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for following me. Cindy, thank you. Thank you for sharing my video. Like I said, next Friday at 11:30, I'll be making hamburgers. And I know everybody can make a hamburger, but maybe you need a little different way to make a hamburger. So please join me. I love them, and I'm excited about sharing those next week. And not only the hamburgers, but the thing I'll be cooking the hamburgers on. I'm not going to give it away. I'll tell you more about that next time. I'll be sharing that. And I hope y'all have a terrific, fantastic week. And I'll look forward to seeing you next Friday. You want to tell them bye, Caleb?
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. And this week I just uploaded my Dollywood post. I did receive tickets from Dollywood, so I was able to go see Dollywood. And Dolly's new show, Dolly's Great Adventures, Smoky Mountain Adventures. It's a brand new show about her life, or her mom and dad's life before she was born, and how that came about, how her parents met and that kind of thing. It was a wonderful dinner show in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and that is up on OurAmericanTravels.com. You may not know if you're just joining me, but I do have two blogs. Recipes for a Daily Bread, that's the Facebook Live post that I do every Friday, 11:30. And then I have Our American Travels, which I post some of our favorite family things to do in America. So looking forward to seeing y'all both. Leave me some comments on my blog, and thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the broccoli salad, the baked beans, and the ice cream. And the ribs, too, from last week, and the watermelon and all that. And if you ever have any suggestions or something that you really want me to blog about or do a demo on, if I've got a recipe for it, I will definitely share it. So that's I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Have a great, fabulous Friday, y'all. Woo! It's Friday! Yay! Have a fabulous Friday. See you next Friday at 11:30 Central Time. Bye.